And just keep filling in. Make sure that you can smooth out up here a little bit, because you don't want like this weird anime thing going on here. Unless, of course, you're going for like that anime look, but I don't know why anybody would. Besides, obviously, anime and manga artists. Manga, excuse me, I don't care. I don't really care. I'm just drawing right here. Okay, and then perspective makes this part here a little more prominent, so you can darken that up a bit. And then hair, keep drawing in the hair, another curly Q over here. And let's finish up her face, I suppose. And make her hairline a little more defined. Looks kind of stubbly. Oh well. And then there's another curve that can come out this way. And this hair in here can be a little darker. Oops. This hair in here can be a little darker. And then you're like, whoop, whoop. So the ends are starting to curl up. It's a humid day. She's very unhappy about it. Okay. Let's continue. And voila! There's some fairly pretty hair. Now let's say you want somebody with hair that defies gravity. Okay, so let's say that it wants to go, not straight up, but it wants to go up a little bit. Like, say, like a superhero or something. So let's do that. Okay, so, or you could be underwater. Underwater, you can determine, however, let's say that the hair wants to float up, but also down. Like, it doesn't really, the ends want to go up because they're, I don't know, say lighter. So you can do hair however you want to. Just make sure that it still follows the shape of the head around the hairline especially, and around the top of the head, because when hair goes straight up against the shape of the head, that's usually when they're falling or there's a really strong wind, but it still follows the shape of the head where it comes off. So like it'll be curvy. It looks like flowers are growing out of her head. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's undo all of this. And then keep doing this number. Hair does not do this unless you are in anime, a superhero, or underwater. So you just keep adding lines. Hair is mostly lines. Hair is a lot of tiny little lines. So you just keep going like this and whoop, whoop. And then there you go, hair that defies gravity. So let's say she's a superhero. She's like, I'm gonna kill you. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else that I can include. Oh, let's talk about braids. Braids are such a pain in the butt sometimes. Okay, let's draw, this is a girl's head from the back. So, okay, so you just, as I said, you figure out how you want the hair to be. Let's do pigtail braids. So, this is gonna look like a butt. Okay, this is a butt hair. Okay, so always define the form before you do the details, as I said. So, pigtail braids here. This looks just like a butt with really skinny legs. Okay. So, this is the back of her neck and her shoulders, I guess. Alright, so now that we defined the form, this is the shape that we want the hair to be. This is where a ribbon's going to be. And this is where another ribbon's going to be. And then this is going to be the end of the hair. Okay, see that? Now we got all of that in there. Okay, so then you start adding in the detail. So the hair is going to be pulled this way into the ribbons. So what you do is you start drawing in the hair going into the ribbon from the part. And hair from over here is being pulled, and hair is being pulled from up here. And then you keep adding that in until it looks like your hair is being pulled into ribbons. See that? Now it's being pulled into the ribbons, and there's an obvious part here, which is good, as always. Now it's being pulled into the ribbons. But what about those braids? I do this nice trick called the, well, I don't call it anything. I guess I'll call it the Y trick, okay? You can also do the heart trick. It makes the same looking braids just about, but I'll show you, I guess both on each side, okay? So, with braids, it's 3 pieces of hair that have been made into this weird mess. What is this? What is this? Oh my goodness. So, made into this weird mess is a good way to put it. So, take your hair and make it go this way. Or the other way. It doesn't really matter. Because then you're going to draw another about almost to the end. But about maybe 2/3 of the way there. And then another one 2/3 of the way the other side, and another crossing over 2/3 of the way, and you keep going like that until you get to the end, and that is a braid. And it looks a little blocky now, so then you just like make curvies here wherever the hair isn't intersected by a line. Curvy, 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 and then clean it up a bit. Cleaning up a bit, doop, doop, doop. Cleaning up a bit, see? There you go, there's a braid. So, of course, you want it to be a little more realistic, so you can curve these lines a bit, however you need to. Because, like, the tighter the braid, the straighter the lines are. So let's just make these a little curvy so they're not as straight. And then you can add in detail, because all the hair is being pulled and tightened in this shape. So there you go, there's a braid. And okay, let's do the paintbrush at the end. Doop, 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 doop. Just draw some lines. There you go, there's some hair. Now the other way is the heart trick, and it's essentially the same outcome, but it's like for quicker, I guess, rendering. So just do like a heart that touches in the middle. You see, like a heart that touches. Heart that touches. And you just keep doing that down the hair. This is usually for like really quick, like, oh my goodness, I have to hurry up and draw a braid. And then you can add details, but it doesn't always look that good. So you can do, let's make this a little neater. Okay, heart that touches in the middle. 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 And then detail. See, it doesn't look as neat as this one, but it's good for like in a really quick pinch. So that's how you do braids. Ponytails are essentially the same thing. Let's draw a girl from the side over here. Eyeball. Nose. Alright, creepy as hell, I don't care. Let's give her an eye patch because I don't feel like drawing an eye very well. Alright, the back of the head is not round, really. It's kind of like, it's got like a flat top, and it's more like squarish a little bit. Not super square, because if it was super square that'd be really weird, but it's, and then like over here is like, this is flat over here, well, flat-ish, and then the cheekbones. Okay, we don't want to, we're focusing on hair, not heads. Okay, so a hairline is obviously at the top of that circle, so she has a very shallow forehead, let's say. And we're pulling the hair back to this point. So, with thick hair, sometimes it'll stick out more before it drops down. With thinner hair, it'll just drop down. So we're gonna make her have like thicker hair. So thicker hair means that it like encases the head a little more. Here's the ear. Hairline goes around the ear. Hair does not come out from right behind the ear. Ever. Unless you're like caveman, and I don't even think your cavemen have those. Okay, so now let's get rid of that headline. Maybe make her hairline come up a little more. And then make this come up a little more. There we go. Now she doesn't have such a shallow forehead. Okay, there's the headline. And there's the hair form. Looks horrible right now, right? Okay, you need to have temple over here by the ear. And then all of the hair gets pulled into this section. Depending on how tight the ponytail is, some of this might be a little straighter, some of it might be a little more loose, like we're gonna do that. So, a little more loose over here, pull it all here, and then comes out like this. And that's the basics for a ponytail. I mean, it's not really that special. It's just like, define the form and then add the details, because you have to understand that when you pull something into a small area, like say a ponytail, that it's not just gonna go and then go into that, unless of course it's like really, really loose and then come out like that. So there's like contact point where everything is all pulled in there, blah 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 blah. You get the drift. Okay, and then I think that's all I need to cover. I will review real quick, make sure that the hair follows the shape of the head wherever it is parted. Say if the hair wants to go forward like this, all of the hair will go forward along the shape of the head. And also, that's the same for going backwards. It will follow the shape of the head. Follow the shape of the head. And think of it as clay when you're adding hair. Clay on a ball, okay? So I want to give this guy really voluptuous, I guess, curly cherub hair. So we'll give him this number, and this is where his ear is. And that's the form. You slap it on there, and then you add the detail, and then you keep adding detail. So let's say you wanted to swirl. This looks like an afro. This is a horrible afro. You just keep adding the detail as you go, but you have to remember the form is the most important part. Then you chip away at it until you get something you like. This is the worst thing I've ever done, but I'm glad that you watched it. So I will post more video tutorials like this as they are requested, and have a good day.